After the gain of 6, made in the air for the first time, complete, and Stephon Diggs will take it.
You talk to him, it feels like a Hallmark movie between he and his wife, and they met in 6th grade and the whole thing.
Draw here with Stevenson for a gain of about 4 against the Chargers defense. And at one point has been interviewed by about everybody for their head coaching vacancy. 3rd and a half does it here. Chargers bring 4. May can't get away. Odafe Owe, who came over in the trade from Baltimore, comes up with a sack. Championships at different levels. And here they are heads ahead for the first time as coaches. Justin Herbert, Charger offense, begins from the 20, begins in the air, and begins with Trey Harris. A first down gain of 14. Rookie out of Ole Miss. They got big people that want to play tonight. Scott Matlock, Tucker Fisk, their 2 big fullback types are in, but they're blocking because Herbert's looking to throw. Scrambling, on the run, will go to the marker, and on first down get about 9 as he goes out of bounds with his Chargers offense. 4-man rush, protected Herbert, slinging it, Gadsden, can he get there? No, 2 yards shy. Gadsden is brought down.
Head of the operation on the back end. Very seldom do you see them play anything but these 2 deep safeties.
2nd and 11 from his own end zone. May deflected. Derwin James almost had it, but a teammate comes up with it. It's Henley with the interception at the 10-yard line.
It's the guy who does next to nothing on the rush. Here's Tierre Tart. Really doesn't get off the line of scrimmage, but gets back into the throwing lane. He's getting double teamed, found a way to get into the throwing lanes, and there it is. Nothing more dangerous than a ball tipped straight up in the air, and the Chargers get the break they're looking for on the road to try and shift the pressure to Drake May and the Patriots.
Ladd McConkey is the motion man. Herbert going to take off, get it down to the 5. He got 5 yards as he was tripped up by Anthony Jennings. Always a factor on 3rd down and in the red zone. Herbert looked his way, covered, now takes off, tries to get it himself, cannot. Stopped around the 2-yard line. Marcus Jones comes up to make the play. Going for it, Pat's bringing the heat. Herbert trying to escape. End zone throw, no! Allen covered by Christian Gonzalez.
Solid pressure coming here.
Here it comes. He's looking left, covered. Comes back over the middle, completes it to Ramondre Stevenson, who's got a lot of room. There goes Stevenson, all the way to midfield, 48 yards. Big play for New England. 2nd and 5, little play pass here. May, everything's covered to the left, so he's going to take off and dive forward, and they'll mark him for the first down. And the big gain ensued. Stevenson right. The 29-yard line. Chris, it's such a big part, the X's and O's, the ability to throw the ball, run. Terry McCauley, our 3-time Super Bowl referee, with us back in the studio, confirms that from the 23. A little pressure here, and they get to May. Tuli Tuipulotu. They protected, throwing, open is Chisholm. To the 11-yard line, first down. He's on the same side with the former Charger. Hunter Henry is in motion. 3rd and 4. May, nothing open at first, keeps it alive, directs, chased, flings out of the end zone. Almost blocked, it was low, but Borregales punches it through, including a goal-to-goal stop on the last drive. Omarion Hampton, first run, nothing, loss of a yard. And one of those players we've already hit, Craig Woodson, on the other side of the line. A deep catalog of plays in Greg Roman's offense. That one works, firing to the far side to Keenan Allen. And Herbert turns, gives to Vidal, nothing. So what is Harbaugh going to do now? Only 4 misses all year for Cameron Dicker from 21 to tie the game. Operation clean, the kick is perfect. Well, great work in their communities and some international work as well for Hunter Henry. Deserving team winners. May begins, just floats it out softly, taking a Travion Henderson right to the first down line.
Is a Chargers defense that simply does not give up those kinds of plays, or they haven't.
The 42, play pass from May, found the space, just took off, first down, Drake May. 2nd and 10, May out quick, high throw is brought in by Kayshon Boutte. Some question if Boutte was going to go tonight with a hamstring injury, but 3rd and 5, Chargers bring in 4. May throws, it's off the hands of Stevenson and incomplete. Back to the air. Herbert throwing, good job to keep his eyes up and complete it. Allen very close to the first down, getting the little push, or the big push I should say, from Bradley Bozeman as we get near the 2-minute warning. Pressure coming off the edge, throws right into that pressure. Vidal, Ellis couldn't bring him down until he got a few more yards. And Carlton Davis is not in the lineup for the Patriots, being looked at in the tent. 4-man rush without one of their starting corners. Pats are covering, defensive pressure, gets to Herbert at the 23-yard line.
He clearly established himself as a runner, which he didn't do. That's forcible contact. It should have been a penalty for roughing the passer. 15 yards.
Here is May taking off on the run. First down in field goal range and more. There goes May inside the 20 to the 17-yard line. Big run by May. 2nd and 10. May looking for that end zone shot. Gets it out to the sideline, incomplete. And with 6 seconds left, Borregales in the field goal unit will come on. Andy Borregales from 35. He gives the Patriots a 6-3 lead with 2 seconds until halftime. The headline of that drive. He had a move like that to block a field goal against Miami. May's first play of the second half is complete, staying in bounds on the sideline is Stevenson. Marked him very close to that first down. Think they're going to move the chains at the 29-yard line. 2nd and 10, Derwin James was nosing around. May the other side, Hunter Henry goes to the ground and holds on to the ball despite the Tony Jefferson hit. First down across the 45-yard line. Takes the man in motion. Pressure comes from the secondary. May's got time. Slipping out Stevenson. First down Stevenson, gain of 17 as he stayed on his feet to the 33-yard line. Now he's got an extra offensive lineman there. Munford in 3rd and 1. Option. May. Beautiful fake. First down to the 18-yard line.
Oh, show the whole resume, Drake May. Show the whole resume. Here we go.
On 2nd and 10, May look out from behind, protects the ball, now he loses it, and the Chargers are on it, all the way off the edge, knocked it out, and Deshaun Hand recovers. Off the edge, beats the rookie Campbell, 2nd try, gets a hand on the ball. Hand recovers. Communicate and get to what Terry says is the right answer at that point. 2nd and 10, Herbert go right back to Johnson. That time, he's blanking it, and a flag comes down on Carlton Davis.
See the arm get hooked here right at the last second. Little grab and hold that down, and that's what was called.
We brought in the right fit guys on this Patriots team. Part of their story of success this year. 2nd and 9, Vidal inside across midfield. Overload to Herbert's right. Patriots bringing 4. Herbert in trouble. Eludes Barmore, keeps it alive, overshoots Vidal.
Well, they had sprinkles. Let's add a little sprinkle out here. Let's go.
15-yard line. May in trouble. T.R. Tart. He had a great start to the season.
We have to keep our eye on that left side of the offensive line.
3rd and 13, stunting on him again. This time May protected to Henry across the 30. Only 3 field goals thus far in this one. May has time, will shot downfield towards Boutte, cut in front, got it, Boutte on the run, inside the 30 to the 26-yard line. 43 to Kayshon Boutte, 3rd and 4 for the Pats. Here comes the pressure, May's throw is double caught, then dropped by Douglas, and this Chargers defense comes up with a stop, force a field goal attempt. A good season, couple of misses early on, but for the most part was pretty solid throughout his first year. Good from 39. And the Patriots extend the lead. 7 plays, 9 yards to this team in the first part of this third quarter. And a drop ball by Herbert. But Vidal saves the day with their best play on offense in this half.
Well, I've heard of fumble-rooski before, but maybe this is spike-a-rooski. I don't know what that was, but it really worked. That's the best play we've seen out of the Chargers in some time now. So every once in a while, Mike, in a playoff game, you just catch a break, right? Just catch a break, and all of a sudden it wakes you up.
Like Vrabel, Keenan Allen has 3 catches. McConkey 1. Down to 35. Herbert looking. They're covered to get downfield. He's got to take off and run. And he gets to the line for a first down. Consistent diet of pressure from the Pats. Here they come again. Flag is down. Underneath, off the hands of Allen. Check that flag. It's going to be illegal shift on the Chargers, I believe. Secured. So the correct call. 2nd and 7. May had a step up. Throws to Westover. Got the first down. Jack Westover. Deep drop May. Looking to step up. Climbs through the traffic. Goes towards the numbers and down by Henley. Just shy of the 40-yard line. 2nd and 2 for Drake May, and the Patriots trying to add to a 6-point lead. Stevenson left. Got through a tackle. Into the secondary. Stevenson to the 29. You see the Stevenson 128-yard total tonight. Play pass. Oh, pick up on Henley. Twists him. May on top. Henry's got it to the end zone. Touchdown, New England against his old team in the playoffs.
The other back is going to make a spectacular block. Then you're going to see him get just a piece of Dayon Henley, who's a whirling dervish coming through and almost got to May, who kept his eyes down the field and was able to see Henry and just lobbed the perfect throw over Derwin James's head. This is a play we did not see from Drake May early in the year. He was the kind of guy that would drop his head down, but look just barely over the outreached arms. They have to go attack that position because he has been the one that's been stopping them all night.
Herbert's trying to find some space. He's taking off, trying to take it in his own hands. He made a great move. Herbert jump starts the drive, knocked out of bounds at the 47-yard line.
Now some opportunity to sit and read it and get the ball out.
Pats bring 5 again. Herbert tries to get away, and he does again. Herbert does the splits as he tries to slide.
The ability of the passing game to get anything going. They just haven't been able to do it.
There it is again. Got away, then gets popped. Lost the football. It's recovered by the Patriots. Herbert shaken up. Ellis the recovery.
And this Patriot defense has just shut them down.
Trying to take care of it with the offense. Good initial pressure by Jamari Caldwell, the 3rd-round rookie out of Oregon. 3rd and 6. May pumped, in trouble. He's hit, the ball comes free, and the bounce is recovered by New England. Left guard Jared Wilson on it. It was a bounce away from.
And Jared Wilson knew that his guy was the one that was going to be coming late, and there it goes. That's one of the better fumble recoveries. We've seen Justin Herbert do some amazing things. We just haven't seen it tonight.
Zone end zone. Vidal to the 18-yard line. Robert Spillane, the linebacker there. 4-man rush for Herbert. Underneath, Johnston the catch. Bring in 5 or more, and the Chargers haven't handled it at all. 3rd and 2. Same deal. Got him again. Anthony Jennings.
Charles Woods at the top is the sub for Gonzalez.
Here they all come, backpedaling. Gadsden's got it. First down. Arondé Gadsden.
Now they're going to back off. Looks like more zone in the 4-man rush.
And Herbert underneath, Gaston into Patriots territory at the 46-yard line. Would be huge for the Chargers. Trey Harris to the 35-yard line. 2:45 to go. They got nothing out of it. Johnston in motion, 4th down. Herbert hit to end it. Milton Williams. In his playoff career, got the guts, got the talent. Things just continue not to break his way. And Drake May, welcome to the winner's circle in the postseason. He's won his first playoff game here in New England.